Here's 10 things that emotionally mature people just no longer tolerate. So, emotional maturity, it doesn't arrive all at once. It tends to sort of develop slowly. It comes through experience, reflection, and sometimes through situations that we wish we had recognised earlier. But one thing that does change over time is this: emotionally mature people become much clearer about what they will and will not tolerate in their lives. Not out of anger, not out of bitterness, but out of that growing sense of self respect. So, hi there, I'm Julie, also known as Great Granny Julie on TikTok, and I'm here to share my thoughts on boundaries, self respect, and emotional strength, and various other topics that are deeply connected to our mental health. Over the past 70 years, I've gathered what I feel are valuable insights into life, and I hope that by sharing them with you, I can make your journey a little easier. So, if you're interested in hearing more from me, then feel free to subscribe. So, today, let's look at 10 things emotionally mature people gradually stop tolerating. So, as we grow older and gain life experience, we often realise that constantly accommodating behaviour that damages our peace is just not sustainable. Emotional maturity isn't about becoming hard or forgiving. It's about understanding that healthy relationships require mutual respect. And that begins with recognising when certain behaviours should no longer be accepted. 1. Constant disrespect. Emotionally mature people recognise that respect is not optional. Disagreements may happen, but repeated dismissiveness, belittling, or sarcasm that's designed to undermine someone's confidence is something they no longer overlook. 2. One-sided relationships. Relationships should involve some form of balance. When one person is always giving time, support, effort, understanding, while receiving very little in return, emotionally mature people eventually recognise the imbalance and they stop carrying the entire relationship alone. Number 3, being made responsible for someone else's emotions. Caring about others is healthy, but being made responsible for someone else's moods, reactions, or behaviour is not. Emotionally mature people understand that difference between compassion and emotional responsibility that just doesn't belong to them. 4, manipulation disguised as concern. Sometimes controlling behaviour appears in subtle forms: guilt, pressure, or repeated attempts to influence your choices or decisions under the guise of just caring can slowly become manipulative. Emotionally mature people, they learn to recognise this difference. Number 5, repeated broken promises. Everyone makes mistakes occasionally, but when promises are repeatedly broken and trust is consistently undermined, emotionally mature people recognise the pattern rather than focusing only on the words. Number 6, constant negativity. So, spending time around people who consistently criticise, complain, or see the worst in every situation can be totally draining. Emotionally mature people understand that protecting their environment is an important part of protecting their well-being. Number 7, having boundaries ignored. Healthy boundaries are a sign of respect. When someone repeatedly ignores or challenges these boundaries, emotionally mature people recognize that the issue isn't the boundary itself, it's the lack of respect for it. 8, being taken for granted. Kindness is valuable, but when kindness becomes expected, unacknowledged, or consistently taken advantage of, emotionally mature people begin to reassess where their energy is going. Number 9, constant drama. Emotionally mature people tend to value calm, stable relationships. Situations where there's always a conflict, tension, or seemingly unnecessary emotional turbulence, these become less appealing over time. Peace becomes far more valuable than excitement, believe you me. And 10, it's a big one. Staying where they are not wanted. Perhaps the most important shift is this. Emotionally mature people recognize that they do not have to remain in situations where they are constantly undervalued, dismissed, or disrespected. Walking away, it's not always easy, but sometimes it is the healthiest choice. So, emotional maturity is not all about becoming perfect. It's about becoming aware of patterns, aware of how certain behaviours are affecting your well-being, and aware that protecting your peace is not selfish, it's necessary. Over time, many people discover that the greatest changes in life don't come from controlling others. They come from quietly deciding what they will no longer accept. Let me know in the comments which one of these you are no longer going to accept. And thank you for joining me today. Take care of yourself, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.